All right, I'm here with Jim Kramka. With all the new Kissam, the Kissam being teared down, we're trying to figure out what's going on with housing. I think that's on everyone's minds. So can you tell us a little bit about the housing process for this year?
Okay, sure. The housing process this year is a lot like it's been in the past, but there are changes about where people can live, and we've got some new options for people. As you said, I think the thing that's most on people's mind right now is what's the deal with Kissam? How does that affect my participation in the lottery? Where will I end up living? All those sorts of questions. So to kind of start from basics, in May, we're going to start tearing down the current Kissam, where 582 spaces are. And these are all single spaces, and I think it's important for people to kind of keep that in mind as they think about what kind of accommodations they're going to look for in the upcoming lottery. We've been really fortunate to be rich with singles compared to a lot of our peer institutions. For the next couple of years, we're going to be kind of tight on singles. So we're losing 582 beds. That means that we have to find some place for these people to live. And what we're doing a couple of things. One, we are going to take the 3-person apartments that are in Morgan and Lewis. These are 2-bedroom apartments, and we're going to make those 4-person apartments. So that's a change for people. What it does mean is that there are about 150 more people that can live in apartment-style living on campus. It will be part of the lottery just like all other accommodations are. So now we're going to have 2 kinds of 4-person apartments, the Chafin apartments and then the Morgan and Lewis apartments. We will keep 2-person apartments in Morgan and Lewis just as they've been. So that's about 150 people that get accommodated out of these 582 that we lose. We've also acquired Blakemore Place. This was a retirement home for ladies, and I think one thing we ought to talk about are some of the urban myths or campus myths that are out there right now. Some people are like, oh, this is a nursing home, that's gross. I heard one person say, oh, people died there. Well, people have died here as well. So it really doesn't distinguish that building anyway. It was a retirement home, not a nursing home. So much like a residence hall, it's people living there, eating there, that's where they lived. And that's what it's going to be. So we're going to have almost all double rooms. Most of those double rooms are going to have an internal, or what we call an ensuite bath, a full bath, okay, in the double room. These will probably be the nicest double rooms that we have on campus in the system. Others will be like suite doubles like we have in Scales and Vaughn in Branscombe, which are pretty nice. And then there are just a very small handful of rooms that will have, won't have an internal bath, but there will be baths, communal baths like we have lots of places. And we have a handful of triple rooms as well. So that's going to be a really neat thing. It's got a nice, what used to be the dining room. It won't be a dining room, it'll be a great study area. It'll have all the amenities that our typical residence halls have. So there's going to be a laundry there, there's going to be a vending area, we've got the study area. And it's got a beautiful piece of property. The back part of the property was sort of a garden for these ladies. We're keeping all of that.
Wow.
So the little paths that wind through there, it'll all be fenced in, so there's some security there. It's right next to VPD, so anybody who's worried about security, this is where the police are. It has a lot of parking in that area. And we don't know who's going to live there, whether they're sophomores, juniors, or seniors. It's part of the lottery like everything else. Who ends up there is who chooses to be there, or if that's what's left when it's your turn in the lottery, that's going to be an option for you. So we're doing that. We have an agreement, so that's about 300 students right there out of that 582 that we're losing in Kissam. The other about 300, we have to increase the number of people living off campus. We're going to grant about 300 more authorizations for off campus than we've done in the past. Now, where do those students find accommodations? Well, a lot of them are turnovers, so that those kinds of things that turn over from one generation of Vanderbilt students to another are still in play. We have signed an agreement with a developer near campus for what's called the Midtown Place Apartments. These are on 18th Avenue, just on the other side of Scarrett Bennett campus. And that developer, the agreement we have with them is that Vanderbilt students have priority for the apartments there. There are 60 units, and this will open in August, so there's nobody there right now. And they are holding all of these apartments through May 1. for Vanderbilt students to rent. And it's Vanderbilt undergraduate students. And so they'll start taking applications in. They're not doing it quite yet, and we'll give more information about that. So up until May 1, Vanderbilt students, undergraduates can do it, and they will, if Vanderbilt students take advantage of that, that's probably another 100 to 150 students. There are 60 units. Most of those are one bedrooms, and about 14 of those, 14 or 16 are two bedrooms. So that's a lot of spaces for students. We have a similar agreement with Vanderbilt Real Estate. Vanderbilt Real Estate operates Wesley Place, Village at Vanderbilt, Barbizon Apartments, and 1808 Edge Hill, all right adjacent to campus. And they are giving priority to undergraduate students, too, to rent apartments there. So we think that most of those students, those extra students authorized to live off campus, can easily find accommodations. And I just learned about and have had some correspondence with the developer of an apartment complex in the Gulch. Where the Gulch is 302 apartments opening in April, this April, so in a couple of months. And they're interested in leasing. So Vanderbilt students that might have an interest in living in the Gulch would be a great place to look into. These are about $1,200 a month for one bedrooms. They have two bedrooms too that are not much more expensive. So pretty attractive, nice finishes, just like Midtown. Midtown Place has parking, gated parking underground, granite countertops, all this sort of stuff. So I think we're doing a good job of helping students find places. We have the off-campus referral service. It's a computerized service that students can go online and look for apartments. So that should help with it. So that's kind of what we're doing with Kissam. Kissam will be, we won't have any place in Kissam for 2 years. In the fall of 2014, the new Kissam will open up 660 beds with a combination of singles, doubles, apartments for 3, apartments for 4, or suites, I should say. Suites for 3, suites for 4, suites for 5, suites for 6. And all those suites have all single bedrooms within, so there are no doubles. Nobody's sharing bedrooms within those. So they're similar to the Carmichael Towers suite. The main difference is that it's not a full kitchen. It's a partial kitchen. But that's a ways away. So our first-year students may end up living there.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to live there when, because I'll be going into my senior year. So perhaps I can make that work. But thank you. You've given me a lot to think about. I know.
Okay.
I need to start thinking about what I'm going to do for next year. So I think I might try to get in that Blakemore residence. That sounds great. There's a garden and Vandy Van will go by there. The walk to, say, Surratt, where we are right now, is about the same distance, same time to walk as it is from the Commons, from the residence halls in the Commons. So it may look a little bit like it's on the periphery of campus, but it's not far for students. All right, well, thank you so much for your time.
Sure.
It's great to meet you, and thank you so much for your information.
All right, and good luck with the show, Carly.
Thank you.